What's up, my beautiful tribe? Welcome back to my channel. This is absolutely April, and I'm here for another review of Married at First Sight. We're on season 15. We have episode 5. We are now at the honeymoons, and things are starting to heat up a little bit. Ben and Morgan finally tied the knot, and they're on their way to the honeymoons. So let's get into the review. Before we do that, remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. You want to see more content from me, and I love to hear your feedback. I had a few people to bring things to my attention in the comments, and I'm like, "Ah, I didn't realize that." So shout out to the comment section for bringing some things to my attention. And being the super sleuth that you are, you caught Stacia with her tattoo and her I think you said it was a tattoo somewhere. I can't remember exactly, but of her wedding date. So we may see her make it to and pass decision day. I don't know. We'll see. But again, thank you to all of my subscribers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And let's get into the review. Okay. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. So we start out with Stasha and Nate. Um, I'm starting to really like this Stasha and Nate. I like them, and they definitely dealt with some hard hitting issues. So let's just get into it. Um, Stasha really wanted to have, do with Nate, but wanted to hold out for the right time. She just didn't want to give it up on the first night. So I respect that, Stasha. I do understand that, you want to kind of, you know, make sure you're not jumping in and getting your feelings all in it because, once sometimes as women, once we, do the do, our emotions get into it. I know some people call it digmatized, and you kind of get rose-colored glasses. So that is something that I feel like she's being very logical on. So I do agree with her on that. Um, so Nate and Stasha go ATV riding. Um, Now Nate puts his equipment on and gets all ready for the ride. He's taking photos for the gram. He's doing all that kind of stuff, and Stasha is still struggling, trying to figure out like how to put things on. He had no concern for his wife at all, and I know Stasha said that she said that she wanted to see, how, he would interact with her on this excursion. So I think, Nate, I think you might have failed that, or you definitely raised some flags for her because you didn't even care like to get on. Okay, you didn't. I mean, Nate, come on now. You are now this woman's husband. You're supposed to put her needs, consider her needs as well. So make sure she's good. So he is waiting while Stasha gets herself together. He's taking photos for the gram. Um, but I do have a question, and let me know how you what you feel about this below. Like Stacia values her independence, and she said that more than once. And so if she is conveying to Nate that she's independent, she can do things on her own. She's done so much things on her own. Should Nate be concerned with helping her, or should he just allow her to be independent and do it yourself? Because it's like, can you have both? Do you want chivalry and being independent? So I don't know. I feel like they have to find that happy medium. But comment down below. What do you think that Nate is in the right because Stacia values her independence and he sits back and let her figure it out and ask for help if she needs it. So I don't know. What do y'all think? I really think that Stacia has to be very direct on what she wants. If she's wanting him to put her needs ahead of, wanting him to see about her and kind of show some like chivalry and things of that nature, then she definitely needs to let him know that's what she's looking for in a marriage. So Nate leaves Stasha while riding, and while he's riding, he's stunting for the gram. He's doing taking photos, doing posts, and Stasha is like looking around like, where is my husband? And he comes around the corner, stunting for the gram. Stacia, as they talk after the ATV ride, and Stacia says there needs to be a balance between IG and spending time with her. So I totally understand that, and I definitely respect that Stasha did bring this to Nate's attention. So yeah, Nate says he is still transitioning into relationship mode, so I can give him that. So, but you can't keep relying on that, Nate. You are now married, and you wanted to be married at first sight. So you kind of need to shed those little idiosyncrasies of being single. So yeah. Let's see. But I'm glad that they are having open and honest conversations. So that makes me happy to see that. Um, Stacia said it takes as they're getting ready to go to dinner. Nate makes he says something about I got ready in 30 minutes. And he's like, how long does it take for you to get ready? And she says maybe, depending on what it is, if she's just throwing on leggings and a t-shirt, no makeup, it might take her 15 minutes. But if she's getting all dolled up to go outside, go on a date, it's going to take her about an hour and a half. So Nate says that, he wants to make sure that, she respects the time and he doesn't like to be late. And I don't think you got to worry about that with Stacia. I don't see her being the late type. So Nate, I think you're kind of like getting antsy for nothing. Like wait till she actually displays being tardy or making you all late and then bring it up. But she's a very punctual person. So I don't see that being a problem for her. I think she'll display time management. So if she needs to start getting ready, and if dinner is at 7 o'clock, I can see her starting to get ready around 4:30, 5 o'clock, just to make sure she's on time. So Nate, I don't think you have to have any worries about Stasha, not being punctual. Stasha tells, as they're at dinner, Stasha is telling Nate that she spoke to her mother, and her mother called to check on her, and she definitely said that she likes Nate and she feels that they are very compatible. But her mother spilled the tea and said that Nate has had a bankruptcy. So she questions Nate about the bankruptcy. So now we're about to get into the thick of things, because I said in before, Stasha is a stickler on her finances. And if he is less than honest about his finances and where he is in life, is going to cause an issue with them. So Nate explains that he funded a business with his own personal money, which put him in debt. He had a partner and he put out a lot of his personal income and he went into debt. The business folded, so they declared bankruptcy in order to not absorb that debt. Totally understand that. Now, where Nate loses me, he tells Stasha that in 6 months it'll be wiped clean. Now, bankruptcy usually, if I'm not mistaken, stays on your credit for at least 7 years, unless he does a total credit sweep where he pays someone um, to sweep his credit. And I think it's like an under the table type thing, because I don't think you can do it everywhere, but to go in and sweep everything and take all the good and bad out. So, and he says, so that's where I'm suspecting he's talking about, because that bankruptcy will show up on your credit. So I don't, and sometimes even, when you do those sweeps, it'll still, if the credit bureau does whatever they do, their audits, and if they see, oh, this bankruptcy is supposed to be on his credit and it's not showing, let us put it back on. They will put it back on. So sometimes those sweeps are not as effective as they could be. So yeah, I think he really needs to be honest with it. And I know talking about finances on a public show can get a little hairy. So maybe when the cameras aren't around, maybe he goes in more depth in detail to make her feel comfortable. I hope so. So Stacia does say that Stasha says that her finances are important to her, and she is seeing some yellow flags, not red, but yellow flags at this point when she's hearing how Nate talks about his finances. So Stacia says she doesn't want to struggle financially. So then she hits Nate with like a little 1-2 punch and says that she wants a post nut. And I feel like Nate was taken aback by that because he was not expecting that. I think this is the first time I've heard anyone on Married at First Sight history to ask for a post nut. I think it's smart. I think it's prudent, and Stasha knows that she has amassed a certain amount of wealth, and she wants to protect that. She's worked hard for it, and she doesn't want someone to come in and ruin it for her. So I totally agree with her, and I think that that is a smart way to go. Nate says he'll do whatever that makes her feel comfortable. He's not going to fight her on it. But I do think it was a blow to his ego a little bit because he says that, he wants her to trust him. So he sees that he's going to have to do some more work in the trust department. So Nate asked her about kids, and he kind of shaded her, talking about because your age, you're going to have to, you're going to have to make that decision, and have kids sooner than you don't have the luxury of basically waiting. So that's what he was saying because of her age. So he was trying to play her on her age, but he is also factual. Once you get a certain age, and I think Stasha is 37, so yeah, it's time to start making those decisions. She says she wants a child within a year. Nate said, I was looking at more like 2 to 3 years. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I would, if it were me, I would probably look into if she feels like Nate is going to be her man, if she's gonna she's gonna put her all into this marriage. I would definitely look at freezing her eggs and getting that done like ASAP, because you don't want to get into a situation where they can't get the necessary eggs that they need. So I would definitely go to do some fertility treatments, just to be on the safe side. Um, Nate did. As the couples are going on the boat, Nate does, tell Stasha he is proud. He tells the fellas that he is proud to have Stacia as his wife, as he should be, because Stacia has her stuff together. Stasha has her stuff together. She's beautiful. She, of course, everyone has their hangups, but she definitely has her stuff together. And he said he was looking for a power couple, and if he is upfront and honest with her and really, grinds and hustles to get his day trading or whatever YouTube channel up and running and monetized, then yeah, I can see where they can really make some moves together. And I think it'd be a long lasting relationship because the chemistry is definitely there. So Stacia is talking to the ladies, and she tells them that she doesn't have a connection with her father, so she changed her last name like ASAP because she didn't want to no longer have a last name of somebody she wasn't connected with. So that really tugged at my heartstrings because I'm just like, she has this last name and she doesn't know her father, and he hasn't made any efforts to build a relationship with her, but she has to bear his last name. And I can see where that can, be a little, you could feel some type of way about that. So yeah, my heart went out to Stacia when she talked about that, and she was brought to tears about that. She says she doesn't know her biological father, and she didn't really feel accepted by her stepfather. So I'm kind of looking at the mom like, okay, I need you to protect your daughter a little bit better. Like if I was to get married again, and I do have a child, we come as a package deal. Like if I feel like my child is being slighted in any way, it's not going to work. I need you to come in and and definitely be like a father to him, like you would treat your own child. He shouldn't, my child shouldn't feel any different than your own biological child. So I really feel like that's horrible. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Stacia's mom did anything, but I'm hoping that Stacia's mom really stood up and advocated for her daughter in that aspect. She, tells the ladies, how she, because of her issues with her dad and her stepdad and, just family in general, she wants to have a good relationship with her family and her kids and things. So I feel like Stacia's gonna be a great mom. She probably will be a helicopter mom or a tiger mom, but she's definitely gonna be a good mom. And she knows how she was treated, and she doesn't want her kids to feel that way. So I definitely respect that. She does also say she wants to know the other side of her family and her bloodline, and to know where she gets things from. So I wish that she can get those answers. If her mom knows, her mom definitely needs to share that with her, because it can feel like I can see maybe her having abandonment issues, feeling of inadequacy because she just doesn't know, and it feels like that side of the family is totally foreign to her. Like if she and her mom can help her with those answers. Also, if she's into getting readings, sometimes you can get a reading, a psychic reading or intuitive reading, to find out a little bit more about that other side of her bloodline. And I feel like, I really want the best for her, and I hope that maybe her dad may see her on TV, and maybe he'll reach out, and maybe he'll try to connect, or maybe someone on his side, on her dad's side of the family, would see and want to connect and establish a relationship with her and kind of heal those wounds. Um, Nate does tells, the guys that they definitely have a lot of chemistry between them. And Kristen, as she's talking to Stasha, she's telling like, girl, I see the chemistry is all over y'all. So yeah, this is a couple to watch. I think they have a lot of good foundational things, and I feel like they can definitely build on them. I just want Nate to be truthful, and I hope that if Nate is truthful, that Stasha gives Nate a soft place to land. And when I say that, I mean that when he does kind of become more vulnerable and speaks of the insecurities that he spoke about a few episodes ago, that Stasha will not be judgmental, but give him the support that he needs. And if she does that, and if he does what I say he does, they will last a long time, because the chemistry, the passion is there. And I'm rooting for this couple. So I'm hoping that they do stay married and way beyond decision day, and they just continue to work at it. So yay, I'm rooting for y'all. I love y'all. So the next couple is, let's go to Lindy and Miguel. Now, Lindy and Miguel, I like them, but Miguel, good God, like every time I turn around, he's talking about sex. Like he wants Lindy to give him some sex. And I was like, did y'all notice that? Like he was really on. I mean, every time they talked about something, like, yeah, how do you feel about Lindy? Like this is just an example. Yeah, how do you feel about Lindy? I think she's a great girl. We have a lot of chemistry. I mean, I can't wait till we have sex. Or, when he's with the guys, how's it going with Lindy? Yeah, everything is going well with Lindy. I can't wait till we have sex. It was just kind of like, good God, this is only like day 4 of the marriage. Like, I mean, you've only known her for 4 days, and like Miguel, like I get people who have high sex drives, but dang, Miguel, like calm down, calm down. I'm pretty sure when they laying in the bed, he is poking Lindy. I'm almost sure he is. But let's get into the review about Lindy and Miguel. Comment down below if you noticed that as well, that Miguel was very adamant about having sex. Like it was kind of like weird to me a little bit. But Miguel says he is attracted and feels that he can fall in love with Lindy. Um, this is what when they're in the room and they're waking up. Lindy speaks about her religion and how they view marriage. She said in her religion that they really, when they went to college, she went to a college, a Seventh-day Adventist college, and she said senior year, they were really looking for a ring before spring. So she revealed that she definitely got engaged, and she was engaged to a gentleman who she lost her virginity to. Miguel says around the 3 month mark, he can usually tell if he needs to end the relationship. And Lindy said that's kind of terrifying to know that because she doesn't want to be blindsided by him. And I totally get that because I feel like Miguel, while he's this big romantic, I almost feel like it's a facade. Like, because I don't know if he actually knows what love feels like. And maybe he doesn't really know what love feels like because of, being abandoned by his mom and not having, the best relationship with his parents. So I don't know if he totally understands it. I think he's looking from a logical perspective about love. Like if she doesn't check everything that I say, then this isn't love. And so that's what I was kind of getting. Comment down below, on how you feel about that. But Lindy feels love is a choice, and Miguel said he feels love is a feeling. But because he's so logical, do you really know what love feels like, Miguel? Because he's very logical in his approach. And Lindy feels like love, like honestly, when I was married, every day is not sunshine and roses, but because me and my husband were friends, we had a foundation. So some days when he probably got on my last nerve, I made a choice to love him regardless. Every day I got up and had a choice to love him. No matter how I felt about that day, I knew we were going to work through it, and we would get to a point where we were back in in the thick of things. So marriage ebbs and flows, and it's not going to always be just passion, passion, passion. Some days y'all may not see eye to eye, and you have to work through those things. And I don't know if Miguel is really willing to work through those things. So my question is, and let me know how you all feel. Has Miguel been in love to know what this feeling of love is? Because he said he stays in a relationship 3 months and then he chucks the deuces if he doesn't, if he sees some type of red flags or he doesn't see something going, he's letting it go after 3 months. So Miguel, compliments. He says that he loves Lindy's eyes, which is so romantic. Then he calls Miguel old, and he didn't seem to like it. So he was like, "Why are you so young?" When they spoke about their when she graduated from from college or high school, one of them, and he was like, "Why are you so young?" And she said, "Why are you so old?" And I don't think Miguel appreciate being called old. I don't think he liked that at all because he kind of made a little face. So I don't know. That might have been a strike for Lindy. Lindy asked Miguel about his life, and he tells her that he moves to Puerto Rico and couldn't speak Spanish, and then he felt like he couldn't fit in. And that's how he got into video games. Excuse me, y'all. And that's how he got into video games and Dungeons and Dragons and comic books. So that's why he is an adult still doing these things, because that's where he feel accepted. Because he didn't feel accepted amongst the other when he moved to Puerto Rico because he didn't know Spanish. So it makes perfect sense. He also said his mother has schizophrenia, and for a long time, he cut his mom off. When she would reach out, he would treat her coldly. He just didn't. And then once he got older and actually, did research on schizophrenia and things that she's dealing with, he said he was able to show her some grace and to kind of understand a little bit more about his mom. So now he has a better relationship with his mom because he had to see some of the things she dealt with. Miguel is a very black and white type guy. He is, if he seems like it does not take him long to cut someone off. So that's like Lindy said, that's a little alarming because if Lindy does something that at this point, if Lindy doesn't, have sex with him, I don't know if that's going to be grounds for him to cut her off. Like if she doesn't do that fast enough for him, I don't know. It's just a little weird. Um, Lindy says her dad served her mom with divorce papers, and she wants to break the cycle of divorce in her family. Um, Miguel says they can't take it personal because they can't take what their parents did personal. They have to just take like that's what their parents did and kind of move on for that. And I felt like that was solid advice. Lindy, in her confessional, she said she feels like her walls are coming down. She said her wall is more like a little hedge that she could just hop over. So yeah, she's really feeling Miguel. And if Miguel just kind of calms down, I think this could be a very good relationship. Um, Miguel, I in my notes I said that I felt like Miguel is so cerebral, and He's waiting to feel love, but I don't know, I think he's also trying to make love like logical because he's a scientist. He he hypothesizes, test hypotheses and stuff like that. So I don't know if he's looking at this experiment to see, how to gauge love. I don't, I'm hoping you all are understanding what I'm trying to say, but I just feel like he is maybe approaching love in, too logical and cerebral. And he is waiting for this feeling, and he's trying to figure out what this feeling is like. Am I going to, I don't know if he's fantasizing it because he loves these little Dungeons and Dragon games, and maybe he's trying to make a fantasy into this love relationship. Like Lindy is a character in this little game, and she should act like this, and this is how love looks like according to his Dungeons and Dragon. I don't know. Comment down below if you see what I'm saying. Lindy and Miguel, they're showing a lot of PDA. He feels the sexual tension, and he says his needs are being met. He says his needs are being met in other ways. Now, what ways those are, I don't know. I don't know what Lindy's doing to make sure his needs are met. So I don't know. They didn't get into it. I don't want to speculate. Miguel's asked Lindy if God will be looking at them when they have sex. Miguel, come on now. That's crazy. Lindy speaks of, she talks about having that religious guilt, and she tells Miguel that she does appreciate his patience. Miguel, as they're getting massages, Miguel tells Lindy he feels sex is an expression of affection. And Miguel feels that he needs to see what their sexual chemistry is between them so he can move forward. And like I said in my notes, he just really seems pushy on this sex thing. Is going to get there, Miguel. She is feeling you. She is getting all the feels. She's giddy around you. Just give it some time. It is only day 4 of the marriage. Just give it a little time. I get it that you're on the honeymoon, you're in a romantic setting. She may do it. Just give it time. Stop being so like aggressive about it. And so Miguel, ends up giving her a massage, by the pool. And Lindy says that he's a sweetheart and he just seems to just want the sex. So yeah, I can't wait to get it. He gets whatever, gets to have sex with Lindy. I hope it's amazing sex so he can just leave the whole situation and the topic alone. Then he'll probably find something else to harp on. So yeah, comment below. How do y'all feel about Lindy and Miguel? I just feel like Miguel is a little problematic with the whole pushy sex talk. So yeah, that's how I feel about them. So let's see. Next couple I'm gonna go with Alexis and Justin. Alexis and Justin. So excuse me. Justin and Alexis, they started out by they go and ride horses on the beach, which is really romantic. And I feel like this couple is just really moving fast. And I don't think it's a problematic fast. They really are falling for each other. They're falling in love. They're I mean, it almost seems like it was, I know for Justin's appears, it was love at first sight. So, hey, he got married at first sight and fell in love at first sight. Who knew? So Justin feels he manifested a relationship with Alexis. He just really enjoys Alexis' company. He just loves her. He stares longingly into Alexis' eyes. Alexis he tries to deflect because she doesn't know how to feel vulnerable, or she doesn't like the feeling of being vulnerable. So she just really tries to deflect as much as she can. She said she feels like it's like she's losing the control, and it's she is falling for Justin. The way Justin looks at her, she said, I can just tell that he loves her. And she is absolutely correct, because I think a blind man can see that Justin is in it to win it. He is, he loves Alexis. He is in love with Alexis, and she makes him feel like $1,000,000. So, I don't know. We got to figure out, I don't know why Alexis doesn't like being vulnerable. And it's probably just roots in she doesn't want to be hurt. I don't want to, people don't want to feel the feeling of being hurt and going through the grief of being hurt and getting over a relationship. But girl, let me tell you, let me give you some tea. Justin is not going to hurt you, girl. Now, he might get on your nerves, but he is not going to hurt you, not intentional, not intentionally. I can bet my bottom dollar on that one. Um, when Justin and Alexis have dinner, he says that he loves her. He loves their interaction. And Alexis is scared to be vulnerable, but doesn't want her happiness to totally depend on Justin. And she's absolutely right. You're happy. You should be. A lot of people say, "I'm looking for my other half to make me whole." No, you should be a whole person, and your spouse or partner should be a whole person, and two whole people should get together. Her happiness should not depend on Justin. She should be happy that she has Justin in her life, but he should not. It's almost like she would be using him like a drug. Like she's depending on Justin to get her happy. And she's absolutely right. I have to agree with her on that. Um, Justin loves when Alexis is emotional around him. Justin tells Alexis that he loves her and he's in love with her. And he says that she has made him comfortable enough to say that to her. And Alexis is immediately scared when she hears those words. She's like, I want to run. So yeah, I get it. I don't know who has hurt Alexis. I want to know who has really hurt her. I wonder where that stems from, why she is so resistant of being vulnerable. Why does she feel like you have to be so hard? And yeah, why do you feel like that? And I don't know. And I feel like, we have this strong Black woman thing that we have going on where we feel like we have to be strong. And yes, it's okay to be strong. It's sometimes we have to. But when somebody is giving you their heart, it's okay to to allow yourself to be vulnerable with that person. Allow that person to take care of your heart and you give your heart to that person. It's okay. It's scary, but it's okay. And if you don't want to do it right now, let's just take a little bit of baby steps. Baby steps. You don't have to, you know, just rush into saying I love you. And she did, and I'm glad she did not just do it because of the moment, because it wouldn't have been genuine. Although her actions are definitely saying that she loves Justin. She is he is not her type, but she is into him and he is into her. So I'm loving where this couple is going. Um, so comment down below. One of my questions is this too soon to start saying I love you? Should Justin have kept that in his back pocket? Should he have waited a little longer before he said those words? Or should Justin have gone with the gusto and just saying how he feels? What do y'all think? Comment down below. So Justin starts to cry when she says she's just not in a space to say it back. Now I don't know if he cried because she couldn't say it back or he was just crying because the whole conversation was an emotional conversation. He was on the after party, but I don't remember if he said anything about why he was crying. But he did get emotional about it, and I was hoping and Alexis did check in with him and say, is it because I said what I said? And he was like, no, that wasn't the case. So maybe he was just filled with emotions and he was just so overwhelmed by the love he has for Alexis. Let's see. Justin says in his confessional that if he connects with her emotion, he knows he will win her heart. Justin, you already got her heart, honestly. So you ain't even got to worry about that. So Morgan, so as they're on the boat as a couple, what does they Justin and Alexis are sitting down and Morgan is there sitting with them and they're just kind of catching up. As soon as Morgan sits down and asks them how's it going, and Alexis blurts out again that Justin is celibate. Girl, why do you keep harping on Justin being celibate? It is not that serious, and stop telling all your husband business. He is going to give you the D. I promise you that. You're not going to be able to stop Justin from doing that. But he's trying to take it slow, Alexis. Just stop saying it. It's not that serious. Why do you have to say, girl, he's celibate? It is not that serious to keep telling everybody. You told him at the wedding. You said it at the couples when y'all first met as couples. You're saying it again. Everybody knows. You have shouted to the mountaintops that Justin is celibate. We are tired of hearing it. I cannot wait till y'all have sex so we can stop talking about Justin being celibate. I would be so thankful. So as the girls are talking amongst themselves on the boat, Alexis is listening to Stasha when she says that she wants to, she took Nate's last name because she wanted to be all in. And Alexis tells Stasha that she definitely can relate to wanting to be all in. And she says, but I know my father. And she said it like that. And she immediately, caught that maybe it came out the wrong way. And she really apologized to Stasha if she felt like she was trying to be like condescending about that. But she was really trying to connect with her, saying that she also doesn't feel a connection with her biological father. And that's one of the reasons why she wanted to be all in on her marriage. So Stasha says she didn't take offense to it. It seems like Alexis is the type of person who is very blunt, and you would need to see her, sometimes if you're that type of person who don't like directness and bluntness, then you really need to look at Alexis's intent on, what she's saying. You could tell she didn't intend to downgrade or make Stasha feel bad. It's just how it came out, and it came out wrong. I know a lot of people who say things they say things directly and bluntly, but they're not meaning it in that way. So you always have to think about, what is their intent. Like, is their intent to hurt me? Is their intent to get what's the energy behind how they're saying it? And Stasha said she didn't feel any type of way about it. And Alexa said, Justin is softening me up, y'all, because she recognized it, and when it came out, and she immediately tried to correct the situation. So yeah, that was I was appreciative to see that, and I love that Alexis was self-aware enough to know that maybe that came out wrong or the wrong time. So yeah, I like Alexis and Justin. It seems to be going in a good direction. I'm hoping that Justin, being as vulnerable as he is, will not cause Alexis to go like in the opposite direction and run away from this whole relationship, because you don't want to ruin a good thing, girl. If that man is saying that he love you, you need to definitely embrace it, for all it's worth, and don't run away from it. But sometimes it's easier said than done. Let's go to Kristen and Mitch now. I wasn't as, I've been hard on Mitch for the past few few episodes. I'm not gonna be as hard on Mitch this episode. He wasn't as bad. I didn't get a bad taste in my mouth as bad with Mitch. Gotta stay hydrated. So let's start out with them. This couple, they start out, they go to Mitch's happy place, they go to the beach, and they go paddle boarding. And Mitch is definitely in his element. They're having fun, they're falling. I've never gotten on a paddleboard, but my husband got on a paddleboard, and oh my gosh, my husband was built like a linebacker, and he got on the paddleboard, and the paddleboard is supposed to be on top of the water. When he got on it, it was under the water. It was a bad situation. It was hilarious. You just had to see him, this big old guy on this paddleboard, and the paddleboard could not support the weight that was on it, and it was not on top of the water. It was actually under the water. So yeah, that's a quick little sidebar situation. But Kristen says she's serious. She tells Mitch that she was serious about her questionnaire, and she reveals that she wanted someone who was passionate about their career, and she feels like she definitely got that with Mitch. Mitch say they both he likes that they both have inappropriate humor, and I can see that. I can see Kristen liking sarcastic humor, and I can, Mitch is definitely I can see him loving being very sarcastic. Kristen is saying that she's concerned about the fact that they're moving slower than expected, but she's trying to stay the course and not really harp on that too much. So as they go in for the evening, Mitch goes off and calls his brother Matt. And he tells Matt basically that he's just not attracted to her, and he just is not feeling it. He likes her as a person. He thinks she's a good person. He loves that, this whole process has been easier with her, but the attraction isn't there. The physical attraction is just not there, and he can't. And he feels like he needs to be honest, because in his vows, he said he will always be honest. And Matt tells Mitch, try not to hurt her, because he knows his brother. Mitch can say things in a negative way, and he doesn't want Kristen to feel like, to feel inadequate, because that type of relationship you really have to handle with kid gloves. You can't just blurt out and say, I'm not attracted to you, because you do want to consider the other person feeling, and Kristen don't deserve that. So Mitch shows some emotion. He gets emotional about having to have this conversation with Kristen, because he definitely does not want to hurt her feelings, because he overall likes her. He just doesn't see how he can get physical with her. So they have their dinner, and Kristen tells Mitch that she's looking for more affection from Mitch, and well, no, she's saying this in a confessional, like she's looking for more affection from him, and so she's hoping that this dinner is going to spark some affection. So Kristen tells Mitch as soon as she sits down, she had fun on the beach. And Mitch expresses that he's very appreciative of her taking it slow. Kristen lets him know that she feels frustrated by the lack of affection from him. And then that's when Mitch says, he kind of like, stutters around and says he doesn't feel physically attracted to her. So it looked, when I was looking at Kristen's body language as he's saying it, she definitely to me looked deflated. She didn't say she was, but she definitely to me looked like that was a blow to her. She was not expecting that, because she says she feels like he likes her, but I don't know. She really felt like he liked her and he was attracted to her. So she really wasn't expecting Mitch to say anything like that. She says, when he looks at her, she feels that he's physically attracted to her. She says she's not going to try to convince Mitch that she's a catch. Boom. Don't do that. You don't have to convince anybody that you're a catch. I don't care who you are, man or woman. You don't have to convince anybody that you're a catch. No one should make you feel less than. You are all good. You are all good on your own. You don't need anybody's approval. And if Mitch doesn't see how good Kristen is, or whoever does not make you feel like you are good enough, they are not worth your time. Because somebody in this big old world will see the beauty in you. And I feel like that for Kristen, and I feel like that for anybody out there who feels like they are being slighted or not appreciated for who they are. Let's see, where am I? Mitch says he is committed to see this relationship through. Kristen says she doesn't want to get into specifics with Mitch, because it would hurt her feelings. And I definitely know that it would be, because if he says like, yeah, I don't like girls who, I like smaller girls that can make her feel, insecure about her weight. So she doesn't want to get into specifics, which is very smart. That's Mitch's issue, not yours. You continue to be the queen that you are and keep it moving, because if he doesn't see how great you are, that's on him. Kristen says, I put in here in my notes that she looks extremely like hurt by the words that he was saying. She took it like a champ. She took it on the chin. She took it like a champ, and I just really felt bad for Kristen in that situation. They cheers to having a tough conversation. Kristen feels like she's getting mixed signals from him, and she probably is. She probably is. I don't know what Mitch is doing when the camera's off, but he's trying to play her when the camera's on. Mitch says he's impressed by the way Kristen handled the talk. Mitch says he and Kristen, so this is, okay, this particular time when they are getting on the boat, after talking to Ben and getting an assessment of Ben and Morgan, Mitch says in his confessional he believed that him and Kristen and Ben and Morgan are the wild cards. Everybody else seemed like, they are in it to win it, but these two couples seems to be the wild card. I don't know. We'll see. Mitch also tells the guys that he's probably moving the slowest out of all of them. So later that night, when Kristen and Mitch, they go by the pool and enjoy the moon and just, having little drinks, said he had tequila and gave her a kiss and got fired up. So yeah, that tequila went through his system and he started feeling the feels about Kristen. Kristen says she wants to be positive. she wants to stay positive about her relationship. So she tells the lady on the boat that she wants to remain positive. She didn't really want to go into any specifics right there, probably because Mitch was an earshot away and she didn't want to go that route. She just wanted to kind of keep everything positive and light. And she said, but when we can get some time alone, when the ears on around, she's like, I'm going to go into details. So I can't wait so Kristen can go into details about this relationship because I want to know what went down. Mitch definitely said on the after party that, yeah, he, I don't know if they had sex, but they definitely had an interaction. And I don't think it was just on, he did the action, sounds like. Whatever the action was, he committed this action, and he said he understood why Kristen wouldn't do an action for him because of the conversation that they had. Okay. So Kristen also tells that she wants to hear more compliments from him so she can feel wanted and sexy. And says she's not going to give sex if she doesn't get. Oh yeah, she told Mitch up front. She said, if I don't get sex or and I love you, we you can bet your bottom dollar we are going to have a divorce. And she meant that, and I don't blame her. So Kristen, stay strong. I think that she is handling everything with stride, probably better than I would, but she is definitely being realistic about the situation, and she is going to kind of not get all flustered about everything. So, yeah, I think Kristen is doing a good job. Let me know how y'all feel about this whole interaction with Kristen and Mitch. And is Mitch just being overly critical about Kristen? Because you got to, I don't, well, no, you don't have to be attracted. But I mean, he hasn't really said what he doesn't like about it. I don't get what he doesn't like about it. He hasn't said in the confessional exactly what he doesn't like about her, so I don't know what it is. He just says he can't get there. So I don't know. Hopefully he'll get there, and maybe after this whole tequila interaction, maybe he's there. I don't know. We'll see. But let's move on to the next couple, Morgan and Ben. Morgan and Ben, they finally got married. So they had their whole wedding. I think that they are a cute couple. I think Ben and his little boyish grin and his smile. I just adore Ben. I think he's so cute. And I like Morgan. I feel like she's a bit aggressive, and Ben is going to have to get used to that because she is definitely not that one that's going to. She's not gonna. Y'all remember in Coming to America, whatever you like. She's not gonna be that girl. She's not gonna be like. I don't even see her following Ben's lead. She's going to take the lead and tell Ben to come on. So I don't see where Morgan is going to. She's definitely an alpha. She's definitely alpha. So yeah, Morgan. So Morgan is saying that she's starting to feel a connection with Ben as as they take photos and stuff. And they did this cute little prison photo shoot where they posed, and down like that, and they squatted down. So that was cute. Um, Morgan tells Ben that when he asked about wine or champagne, she said she's more of a beer drinker. That makes total sense. Um, she tells Ben about the time she chipped her friend's tooth doing Muay Thai. She is so excited about talking about fighting and beating people up. It's funny and adorable, but Ben kind of seems like, oh, okay, like, okay. So I don't know if he's scared for real or he just like, I don't know about this. Um, so Morgan meets Ben's mother, and she expressed how close. Ben's mom expressed how close that she and Ben are. So she was basically letting her know at that point, like, that's my baby. We are close, and don't try to tear it up. So Morgan's mom asked Ben about children, and Ben asked Morgan's mom how many she wants, and Morgan's mom was like, "That's up to y'all. You know, I'm not in that whole situation." Um, Ben asked if Morgan wants to even have children, and her maid of honor spoke up and said, "You know, Morgan has not expressed that she wants children, but she has also said if her husband should want it, she would take it under consideration." That's not a good sign either. I think I'm gonna say it's not a good sign. I'm gonna take a page out of Stasha's book and say it's a yellow flag, because if you don't want to have kids, it's nothing wrong with that. But it's gonna cause Ben wants them, and I don't want her to feel like have a grudge about it. And I really don't see her doing anything she doesn't want to. So I don't know. That's going to be a big conversation for them, the children thing. But Ben does make it. He says that he wants kids. Morgan says she wants a lot of passion in her marriage. Ben says Morgan checks a lot of his boxes. As they're walking to their honeymoon suite, Ben asks if he could carry her over threshold. She says she doesn't want to be carried. Not shocking. And she said maybe if they buy a house, maybe she'll do it. Ben says Ben says his parents have been together since 1975, and he wants something like that. Ben says Morgan kicked him in his sleep. So I thought that was cute. I could definitely see her kicking him. And that day it was Ben's birthday, so Morgan surprised him with a cookie and cream type pastry or something. I couldn't tell exactly what it was. And Ben turned 30, so that was really cute. As they arrive in Mexico, they are greeted by the other couples. Morgan does tell Alexis that she feels comfortable with Ben, and Morgan tells the ladies that Ben is all over her. That every time she turns around, he's jumping on her. Ben, ouch! I mean, Ben is ready for the get down. I was like, when she said that, I was like, Ben, come. Ben is like, you my wife, let's get it. Let's get it. He was like, anytime I can imagine, anytime I can think of getting it in with my wife, I'm gonna try to get it in. So I'm not mad at you for trying, Ben. I don't see I see if Morgan gets comfortable enough that she's gonna be okay with the whole, you know, let's getting it in. Um, she also says that Ben makes her excited about the future, so I love that. Ben says he tells the guys that she does good massages, and his concerns are that she doesn't want kids, and the fact that her father did not show up to the wedding because he's a big family person. So Ben, I feel like they're gonna have an issue. So Ben had, according to the preview, Ben and Morgan are gonna have an issue. I don't know if her saying that her father didn't show up to the other guys is a problem. I think he should have probably talked to her first about it before he just goes and says that. But they just getting to know each other. So Morgan kind of cut Ben some slack. I don't think he meant to do anything. But we'll see how that goes and what, actually she's upset about. So I don't see Ben doing anything on purpose, but we will see what really strikes a nerve with Morgan. Comment down below. What do you think? What do you think about this couple? Do you think they're gonna last? I don't know. So I've gone through all of the couples and gave my opinion on them, and I think that this overall is a good cast. I'm enjoying Married at First Sight so far. Comment down below. Continue to like, share, and subscribe to my videos. Comment. I love to interact with y'all, and continue. Anybody who hasn't subscribed, please come in, join the tribe. It's fun here. I like to have fun, and I like to talk about real topics. So you're going to continue to get content from me, Married to Medicine, Ready to Love, Married at First Sight. So I'm going to continue to do and maybe throw in some little topics, discussion topics that we can talk about and sink our teeth in. So it's been a pleasure, and I will see you at the next review. And you have a blessed day, you all. Love you.